So this intro is a tribute to the best vlog we ever made. Would have been this episode, but I forgot it. I forgot it. Didn't record it. Should have written things down, but I don't. And here we are. Welcome friends, Lost Scarf here, and it's time for the fourth take of this vlog. I've written down my thoughts, so hopefully I'll make it faster. One version of this vlog was 40 minutes. Another version was way too incoherent. I keep making them longer and longer. I'm trying to make them shorter and more coherent. It's not working out, okay? It's not working out, but I'm trying here. First thing is what I talked about was my hair. It's crazy on purpose. I just want to see how crazy it can be because Fudge It. There are things that can be done to make this channel better. One is presentation. And Fudge It is how I feel when it comes to the vlog. Because you know what? Let's go with it that way. Because a realization is about the channel. As it is, the channel probably will not grow, at least not just yet. And I've said that many times before, but I actually mean it this time, because I finally accepted and internalized it, and that is, the keys to success are a couple things. One is be a niche, another one is be really just so charismatic or interesting that people will watch anything you do. Sometimes you can be one or the other, or both, or whatever. An example of this would be Linus Tech Reviews, or all the tech things he does. He's very much in the tech area. He's a very entertaining guy to watch. Jinx has made me watch some of his videos. He's very entertaining. He's got a good personality about him. And he's in the niche of technology, and he knows his stuff. So they're very interesting videos to watch, for educationally, and also because of entertainment. For us, I wanted to be kind of that, be very entertaining, but also be educational. And that's what Smite was for the first couple of years, and that's why we were very popular. We were in a niche, and we were very interesting in that niche. And then I broke away from Smite, and tried to do just a bunch of general things. And you see how that has gone, how successful that's been. Not very. Which is too bad. I really enjoy our stuff, but it is what it is. Here's the thing, and here's the thing to realize is, there was a time in history when you could just do a thing for the sake of doing it because it was fun. That was a thing. Let's take art Twitter for a moment, or art Instagram, all that stuff. There was a time when you just drew, and maybe you'd share it, or you just wouldn't share it with anyone, and then you enjoyed it. And then you drew again, and you drew again, and drew again. You didn't care about your follower count. You didn't care about how many people liked your thing. You just drew because you enjoyed to draw. Now we're in an age where you gotta hustle, and you gotta get your follower numbers up, and see if you can get commissions for that. Make that your job. That's a thing now. And I feel very bad for the future generations, because that's how the feeling is in America, is that you gotta monetize everything you do. And I've now internalized and accepted that we don't have to do that. We can do things for the sake of them, so we're having fun, so others are having fun, so everyone's enjoying it. And if we grow, we grow, and we probably won't, but if we do, we do. Yay. And I don't feel like that's a loss. Why don't I feel like that's a loss? Because it's a development of character. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I know people are enjoying it. We've saved literal lives with this channel. That makes everything worth it in the first place already. And I know we're going to be entertaining. People will enjoy our stuff. Might not be a big number, but they will enjoy it, and that's really worth. Also because skills will be gained. Jinx gets better at editing. I get better at editing. I get better at recording things. I get better at my voice work. I just get better. Jinx gets better. Entertaining people and growing. These are very worthwhile things. The numbers may not grow, but we will grow, and that's pretty good. Because yeah, we do too many things. We do too many things to get popular. Our best chance of getting popular again is the Kirby Dreamcast podcast, because that is a very niche thing, and I know my Kirby, and I'm very entertaining when it comes to Kirby. But that'll take like a couple years to grow, because of just the nature of that beast. Because what do we? We got 2 podcasts, we got a vlog, we have special projects, we have LPs, we have the one-shots to recommend indies, things like that. Other popular places would be they're just the podcast. They're just recommending indie games. They're just reviewing. They're just LPing. They're just doing this. They're just doing that. Well, we're doing all these things. Like, there's a bajillion vlog channels. By the way, our most popular videos are the vlogs. And sometimes the podcast. Mostly the vlogs. That's just how it be. I just gotta stop worrying about the numbers and just have fun. And at the end of the day, it's just healthier that way. Because when you think about the numbers, you stress too damn much. You really do. Now, in case you have not seen the other vlogs, The new plan for 2021 is we'll do an LP, then a special project, an LP, special project, LP, a special project. Why? Because Jinx has a job now, and so Jinx needs to do her job. So there's less time to work on things. An important thing is a lesson I learned when it comes to recording as well to help Jinx out with things is that usually when we do an LP, I try to 100% the game, and that really does drag the game a bit. I feel like it was okay for Origami King because of what it was, but for like Age of Calamity, it was not okay. And I learned halfway through the LP that it was better not to record the side stuff. And it made it better. It made it a better LP. So we'll see how that goes going forward. Hitman 3 will be one of the future LPs, and in that one, we're doing it different from the previous ones. So in Hitman 1 and 2, what I would do is we would do the first mission, and then I would do all the extra kills in the next video, and then we do the next mission and do so on and so forth. This time we're going to just go straight through the story, and then we're going to go back and do all the kills and all the interesting stuff. But it's going to be super cut, so I'm going to like stream me doing everything in the first level, and record it, of course, and then I'm going to cut out all the fluff, and then just send Jinx the good parts, and then Jinx will work on that. That's the plan. And it should be good that way. It'll be some of the fluff cut out. That'll be really good. That'll make it tighter, sharper, more fun, more entertaining. That'll be good. By the way, Hitman 3, the second mission, is going to be like a 100-minute video, but it's really entertaining. People who were watching it on stream really loved it. It's a murder mystery. You're an assassin on a murder mystery thing going on. It's 100 minutes long. I'm doing a lot of investigating, but I'm also effing it up and doing other things. It was very entertaining. And gotta revisit that in the future. Future LPs, by the way, there's gonna be Portal 2, because we've never LP'd Portal 2, and the 10th anniversary is gonna be out this year. And we're also gonna do Eternal Darkness on the GameCube in like October, November, because that's a really good horror game. I really love it a lot. And I gotta think how I'm gonna record it, because you have to beat the game 3 times to get the full story, and I have to see. Maybe we'll do the first run, and then I'll supercut the next 2 runs, something like that. And then there will be Professor Layton will be the next voice LP, and after Professor Layton, we'll do a vote between FF6 and Super Mario RPG. Those are both really good games I want to voice, and we'll do one of them, and then the other one eventually. We'll do a vote for it though. Can't wait. There's a lot of games I can't wait to do, like, as far as voice LPs go. Like, those are 2 of them. FF7 will happen someday. I really want to do Shining Force and things like that as well. We'll see when those happen. And, let's see, anything else with the channel? That is it. Yeah, it'll be the Snakes LP, Kirby's Toy Box, I think, is for Kirby Dreamcast will be the big project, and then we'll do another LP and then some other project and so on and so forth. I think that's the plan. If I'm wrong, Jinx will correct that. But that's what will happen when 2021 is. There will be breaks between the LPs so we can do special projects. And I can't wait. Maybe we'll finally do a Boing this year. I would really like to do that for sure. That's our Gundam Winged Abridged. I would really love if we did some of that this year. I hope we do. So moving on from that, let's talk about another subject we'll talk about. That is anger management. So some of you may have seen the stream clip of a dude. He's playing Madden, and he gets really angry, and he starts yelling, and his kid is in his lap, and the kid's getting upset, and he starts yelling at the kid. I could add more context to that, but it's not great. A man's yelling at his child in anger because he's having just not a good time with Madden. That's not okay. No one should excuse this. No one should excuse this. I have anger management issues. I can't excuse this. It's not okay. It's not all right. When you do things in anger, it never goes well. And I want to talk about anger management for a minute. But what that guy did, very wrong. People are sending CPS at him, and they should. And hopefully that's just a bad flare-up, and he'll do better in the future. You want to hope positively, but who knows? Dude needs to do better. He's got a kid now. Scarf has anger management issues. I've gotten a lot better about it the last couple of years, but I have been really bad about it my entire life. I have done some bad raging. And the thing is, when you are flooded with anger and rage, you're looking for outlets. These outlets are usually destruction or yelling. And that poor kid was an outlet for that man. He screamed at his kid. That was the outlet. And that's why for me, if I am blessed with children, and I'm streaming, and they're on my lap and we're playing something, or I'm playing something while they're watching, it ain't gonna be Madden. It ain't gonna be some competitive game. It ain't gonna be something that angers me. It's gonna be like Harvest Moon or Kirby or something like that. I'm not playing anything that could anger me. I'm only gonna play chill stuff. For sure. That is for sure. Because Scar's problem is competitiveness. I get very angry when I'm competitive. This is one of the reasons why I quit playing Smite. Because if I kept playing Smite, we wouldn't have a channel anymore, because I would have raged at our audience so much they wouldn't be here anymore. Because that was happening. I was really entertaining at Smite for years, but I was also very competitive. And at times, I would get mad with our viewers when we were playing together, and I would yell at them. That's not okay. That's not alright in any way, but it's what I did. And I was getting angrier and angrier and more miserable doing Smite. And we needed to cut Smite out and try to survive without it, because we would not have a channel otherwise. That was really the judgment call, because I was just getting really bad. And that was the call. Cut out Smite. And other competitive games we played over the years also flared up a little bit with me, and that's why we cut them out too. That's why you don't see me do many competitive games. That's why we don't do Among Us, because I would get angry if we played Among Us. I cannot just have fun with a competitive game. I hate that fact about me, but it's a fact about me. And recognizing that's a fact about me and cutting it out is one of the smartest things we've ever done. I learned through just negative results what to do. When I was 9, I had a toy. In anger, I threw it at the wall. It broke to pieces. And I learned that that's not something I want to do on the regular. I don't want to do property damage. I don't want to damage my own stuff. That's why I've never destroyed a controller. I've never destroyed anything I own in anger. Because that's not good. By the way, some of my friends say, yeah, if you watch the old streams, if they still exist somehow, you could see me raging out. It's not good. I've yelled at a number of people who were good viewers because I was mad at them for whatever reason in a game. Because they were, not because they were playing poorly, but they were playing in some really dumb way on purpose, and it was just aggravating me. Not good. When I was 20-something, I was getting berated by my family because they didn't like the way I was doing my life. For like half an hour in the car, and I was just seething and seething. When we got out of the car, I took this hand, and I punched the concrete wall. Until I don't know how many times. This hand was bloody and broken. Bloody and broken. And I learned, well, that's not a healthy way to deal with anger either. I had classmates back in the day, they would punch out a window. They would put holes in walls. And eventually I just realized that's not a good way to handle anger either. And so, again, just learned not a good way to handle anger when I was getting angry in the competitive games. Cut it out. This kind of thing. I've not known true rage in a long while, and I'm happy about that. I really am. Also, surviving attempting suicide really helped mellow me out as well, I think. Became more appreciative of life. When you appreciate life more, you don't want to hate it as much. I think the last time we raged, at least on camera, was during Sekiro, because a character was... an enemy was really, really annoying. Thankfully, I don't rage in single-player games that much. That might be the first time in a long time. But anything competitive, I get angry, and I just have to not do the thing. Just not do competitive. That's it. An off-camera rage was Fall Guys. I got really ragey when hackers were happening. That was pissing me off, because that's just so unfair. Now, moving on from anger management, other things making me angry. The Trump pardons. If you're on the right, you're not angry. I don't understand you as an American. I don't get it. Trump pardoned some really awful people who ripped off hardworking Americans. You can get the entire list of everyone Trump pardoned and read through. And a lot of these guys are just real estate moguls who fucked people over, people doing Ponzi schemes, screwing people over. You got Steve Bannon as a big example, of course. And you can be one way or the other on this, because she'd be like, oh, poor them. Because people were donating money to the wall, to building the wall, and Steve Bannon took a portion of that money for himself. And that's what got him in trouble. And you'd be like, oh, poor them, they wanted to build a wall. It's like, yeah. Still, he still screwed over American people. He still screwed over people who thought they were putting their money in for something. Trump himself has stolen from veterans. And people are just okay with that. And it's really weird. I don't know how you can say you're for the troops. I don't know how you can say you're an American. I don't know how you can say all these things and be on the right and be okay with the shit Trump has done. I don't know how you can be. Lighter note, getting away from some negativity for a little bit. The Bernie memes were hilarious. I love the Bernie memes. Just all those sitting memes were great. I loved it so much. My favorite ones were, of course, the gaming ones. There's one where he's on Shao Kahn's throne. One that made me laugh a lot, I had to explain the joke, is in FF9, there's a portion where you're entertaining the crowd, and you can entertain up to 100 people. So they did is they had Bernie in the crowd, and they put 99 people were entertained, and that cracked me up so much. There are a lot of really good ones. There's some just really good ones there. And they were funny memes. I just enjoyed the memes so much. What I did not enjoy was some people saw this as just this one image of Bernie being sour grapes. He's an old man in the cold. Of course he's going to wear a coat. Of course he's going to have mittens. Of course he's going to bundle up as best he can. And they felt like it was him being sour grapes to the inauguration. I'm like, are you kidding me? Sure, he wishes he was the president, but he's happy they're back in power. The left is back in power and everything. And he says he's going to work with Joe. So there you go. A big problem with the left is they self-cannibalize. The right has never been the biggest problem with the left. The left has always been the biggest problem with the left, because they always have division. To an extent, and I might get in trouble for this, the left is kind of like LGBT, where the letters sometimes will undercut each other. Same thing goes with the left. The left will undercut each other, because it's all these different groups working together against some other group. In this case, it would be against the right, or LGBT against, people who are anti-LGBT. They're unified by all these different things that they are, against a group that's very much unified in how much they hate that group. And so the right, before the Lincoln Project, was very much solid in one group. The Lincoln Project broke some of it off, but there's still just a rabid amount of people on the right. And so the right has been pretty solid for the most part, while the left has always been pretty fractured. And so the left just cannibalizes themselves and makes things worse for themselves. So now that they're in power, they have no excuse, they have control over everything besides SCOTUS, but they can do things to that if they want. And if they don't get things done, it's their own fault. And unfortunately, they just do things where they undercut each other. New York Times has been very much an ally of the left, but now they're on their news cycle thing. And so they're giving Biden crap for having a Rolex. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? This is so stupid. We're back to petty shit. So when Trump there was a lot of bullshit Trump did. Rightfully angering bullshit. And sometimes he did some petty shit that people were mad about. And we're on to the petty shit with the left right now. Hopefully major things be held accountable. We'll see if there's a double standard not there. Hypocrisy there, we'll see. There's always hypocrisy, but I'd rather there not be. But it's so stupid. They go after Biden for wearing a Rolex. Are you freaking kidding me? His speech was nice. Kamala and everything she did was nice. It's nice to see, the child of immigrants become a vice president. It's pretty nice to see that. I'm a child of immigrants. It was also, being California, nice seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger become the governor, an immigrant becoming governor. That's pretty cool. You can do that. We've always been this multicultural country. And I gotta mention something about Mike Pompeo being an effing idiot. Mike Pompeo on his last day tweeted out that multiculturalism is not an American thing. His last name is Pompeo. Do you think Pompeo's an English last name? He's an idiot. My biggest problem with the left is that they're just their own problem. And the best analogy I came up with in the first version of this vlog, which is how I ended it, I'm not going to end it this time because I feel a better place to end it is something lighter. The left are crabs and lobsters. If you have a tank full of lobsters, like Red Lobster, if even one lobster had their rubber bands removed, they would kill every single other lobster in the tank. Lobsters hate each other. It's not cool. It's not great. You do every single time, a lobster will kill all the other lobsters. If you have this big bucket and you have a bunch of crabs in it, the crabs are going to try to crawl out. But the crabs at the top, at the edge, will get grabbed by the crabs beneath them and thrown back into the center. The left are crabs. The left are lobsters. The left are bitches. And so I really worry about the left, and we'll see what happens. By the end of the day, the left are crabs and lobsters. So we'll see what happens. So there's one more big subject I want to talk about, and then we'll end on something softer. And that is the double standard against protesters. When the insurrection happened, BLM kept pointing. It's like, if BLM did this, they'd be shot. And it's like, yeah, they would. They definitely would. And that's the annoyance. the insurrection was allowed to happen because of this double standard. Like the white protesters, that's how I'm going to word it. It's not the right way to word it, but it's how I'm going to word it. White protesters are not treated the same way as minority protesters. It's just not treated the same. It's not great. You can also say right versus left as well if you want, if you had just white people on both sides. I think the left would still be treated nicely, but they'd still be treated a little more rougher than the right would, because it really feels like there's a double standard there as well, but not as glaring as just having a black person and a white person. What I would like to see, and I think this is the better way to take it, is equal treatment. I don't want it to be that because BLM got the crap beat out of them, that I want these other people to get the crap beat out of them. I want it to be they treated the same. I would have rather if these white supremacists and stuff are treated nicely while they're doing a peaceful protest while spewing hate, BLM should be allowed to not get beaten up either. But we got this double standard where these guys are allowed to spew hate and not get beaten up while BLM, just wanting to exist, gets beat up. It's very frustrating. There's more complex ways to say all this stuff, but I would like equal treatment. That's what I would like. I would like it that when BLM goes into the streets and marches and says they want to be treated right, they don't want to have police shooting them and everything, I want that not to be treated with gas and rubber bullets and them getting beaten. That's the way it should be. The way they're treating these white supremacists should be the same way they should be treating the BLM, but they're not, and that's not okay. On the other side, this insurrection, all these people being able to storm the Capitol, I don't think it should have been possible to go that far. Regardless of any group, no one should be able to get into the friggin' Capitol with malice. The only people who should be allowed there, of course, the people who work there and like tours. These were people with hate in their hearts going into the Capitol. Video of people saying hateful shit as they're going in there. They're planning some real awful things as they're going in there. It was an insurrection. All of them should go to jail. Every single one of them should go to jail. FBI is considering not jailing anyone who wasn't violent. They were still part of trespassing. They were still part of a very awful thing. And the equal treatment for me is they never should have been allowed to go that far. Shots should have been fired. Or shields should have been up and beating people. Something to keep them from the Capitol. The Capitol is sacred. It should never have been breached. I don't care what race was there. No one should be allowed to do what they did. That's the equal treatment I would prefer there. I would prefer the more positive version of things. I would prefer a black person and a white person doing the same crime treated the same freaking way. If you want to do light gloves on a white person, do a light gloves on a black person. That's how I feel it should be. Not that because they crushed the black person, they should crush the white person. I want to be both treated nicely, equally, with respect. That's what I want. And it's not that way. It's very frustrating. Example to give is the woman who stole Nancy Pelosi's laptop, knew where it was, knew where to go to get it, had other people go there with her, stole the laptop, wanted to sell it to the Russians. That's not fake news, that's what she did. It's very frustrating that that's okay to people, because she was working against the left. There are people who said they'd rather be Russian than Democrat, and that is not American in any goddamn way. It's so frustrating. To live on spite that hard, you would rather be a Russian than a Democrat. You are not American in any way whatsoever. She got released to her mother. This traitor got released to her mother while waiting for trial. So many black people who've done less offenses have rotted in prison and, have rotted in jail waiting for trial. This is equal treatment I'd rather have. I'd rather it be, if she can be released to her family, the other people should be released to their family. They're waiting on a trial, releasing to their family. She's from a family that can afford to fly her out of the country. There's been plenty of poor black people who can't even afford a freaking bus ticket, and they're treated as flight risks. I would love equal treatment. That's what I want to see. That's the equality I want to see. If you're going to treat a white person nicely, treat a black person nicely when you pull them over. That's the thing I want to see. I don't want to freaking have a minority having a heart attack every time they see a cop. I get a heart attack every time I see a goddamn cop. It pisses me off. I don't like that I feel that way. Every time I see a cop while I'm driving, I feel a little tense. That's not how it is for my white friends. And that's not okay. We're supposed to believe in our police, but not everyone does. And this treatment seen nationwide just making it worse. So the nice thing I want to end this on, after all that heavy shit, is something also heavy, but different. And that is Thicc Vampire Lady. Hello. Hello. Like, Capcom's got some horny people. They've got some horny people designing that lady. Like, we're gonna get killed a lot in that LP because of that lady. Holy crap. I'm like, oh, hey there. Oh, shit. And then it's just gonna happen again and again and again. Because, I have a lot of different versions of women I like. That's one of them. And evidently the internet has a lot of people who feel that way too. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah, just... that is what they mean when they say a tall drink of water. That's what they mean. Hello. Can't wait to play it. I really wasn't giving a crap about 8. I'm like, what the hell happened to Chris? He's a giant. I think that's why he's a giant, because he's gonna have to go toe-to-toe with that lady. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is a big lady. And I am all for it, but oh my god, like, I don't... the male gaze, if you look at the trailers with her in it, like, the male gaze is ridiculous. And I'll end on this, just talking about the male gaze. It's a bit of a rant, but still. The male gaze is unfortunate when you notice it, when you realize it, is just, there's so much focus on the ass and on the titties. It's just, there's just, why'd I say it like that? There's just so much focus on that. And you feel bad for, like, women, because they don't want to feel like objects, but movies and television and games, everything just objectifies women. It's very unfortunate. Not very often you see just cameras just like, bam, right there on a dude. You just don't see that often. So it's unfortunate. Like, I appreciate what I'm looking at, but I'm like, I also just feel bad, because ideally I hope to have a son and a daughter, because who doesn't want to be a parent of both? And I just think about just what's this world gonna be for her, this hypothetical daughter. And I don't know, like, I will try to raise her to be a strong, independent woman, but I just hate how men treat women in our world. I really do. Like, how they're objectified all the time. So I appreciate what I see, but I also just worry about how would she see things, you know? That's the vlog right there. Oh, by the way, we've been playing Civ 6, me and Jinx, and you can make your own religion, and I just made the religion Thicc Vampire Ladies. That's what I made it, because I'm a dork, and I'm spreading that religion everywhere. That's how I intend to win the game, is through just spreading that everyone loves Thicc Vampire Ladies. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's the end of the vlog. There you go. Thanks for coming by, everybody. I had fun. If you're watching, that's what's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.